I think the main issue I get with Donald Trump, when I look at his cards over and over again, if you're asking me just intuitively, not as a doctor, but just intuitively for entertainment purposes only, we're just having fun. Uh, the evidence suggests that he's losing his mind. Yeah. This is a card, Three of Pentacles. It's called a blueprint card. The card, it's like a blueprint. It has to do with real estate and building things. In a way, we build a person's chart by doing an intake physical exam. We run labs, we do imaging, and then as a result, we come up with a diagnosis or evidence of what the cause of the condition is. The evidence, what the summary of the case is, the foundation we've built. And so that's often what I think about when I see the Three of Pentacles is that Three of Pentacles is like, okay, here is the summary of the work showing the data of the skeleton, the bones of what we've got going on here, right? The architecture or the skeleton. And what we have here, Seven of Cups, is an old man in the clouds in his cups. Now, the history of the card. When this card was written, it was a horrible heroin addiction in the United States. And heroin was produced by the Bear Company, Bear Aspirin. And you could go and you could get it, I guess, in vials, or would they, you have to cook it yourself, or I don't know. And then people would inject themselves. And so and it was thought to be harmless. And so what happened is that everybody was doing massive amounts of heroin, massive amounts of opium, going to opium dens all over the world. There is an aspect of opium that you see in this card in the sense that the person is floating in a cloud, a dream cloud, and that dreamy kind of opium cloud is part of the imagery. The clouds, the opium, the poppies, the poppies. The thing also about Seven of Cups is that there's an aspect to it of delusion. It's the person who's floating in a cloud, like an opium dream. And it's everything that they dream they're going to be. They see the sexy person the fantasy lover. They see ghosts and phantoms and demons. They see castles in the sand. They see gold and jewels and the crown of glory, that Nobel Peace Prize, but they also see that they're, the delusions as well, the devils and the demons and the etc. So, but my first hit or my first feeling, and if you're a tarot reader, it'd be great if what's your first hit? But we're asking about Donald Trump's health, and when you're looking at a card like an architecture card, like the Three of Pentacles, show me your data, show me your blueprint. And you've got this guy floating in Never Never Land. I'm thinking we ran some imaging. This is where my head is going. We ran some imaging and we found uh, white matter. We found, stuff on the brain that would denote Alzheimer's, diabetes, pre type 2 diabetes, probably aging. There are factors that go into increasing your risk of Alzheimer's. Family history, I guess his dad had it. Aging and family history. Past history of certain types of drug use, obesity and diabetes. So he has a lot of the things that we would flag for being at risk for Alzheimer's. But if I were to say anything about what takes this individual out as far as Article 25, it is unfit to serve due to cognitive decline with this type of just looking